Once you cross 50, your body starts making little changes that you might not notice right away. Maybe you're not as hungry as before. Maybe your sleep isn't as deep. Or maybe you've started feeling a strange tiredness that just hangs around. Then one day, during a regular checkup, your doctor looks at your report and says, "Your creatinine is a bit high. We should watch your kidney function." You freeze for a moment. Your kidneys? Really? That's not something you expected to hear, especially since you eat well and even include healthy nuts in your diet. But here's the surprising truth. Not all nuts are equally good for your kidneys. Some can help protect them. Others can quietly make things worse, especially if your kidneys are already showing the first signs of strain. The good news: there are a few simple, everyday nuts that can actually support your kidneys. They're not expensive, they're easy to find, and they fit perfectly into your routine without forcing you to change your whole diet. The trick is knowing which nuts, how much to eat, and the best time to enjoy them so you get all the benefits without overloading your kidneys. One of the best choices, according to kidney nutrition experts, is a nut with a rich, buttery taste that's naturally low in the minerals that can stress your kidneys. And no, it's not rare or hard to find. But before I tell you which one it is, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Where are you watching from, and how old are you? Let's see how many of us here are choosing to protect our health as we age. All right, let's dive in. Nut number 1, macadamia. This smooth, round nut isn't just delicious, it's one of the most kidney-friendly nuts you can eat. Macadamias are very low in potassium and phosphorus, two minerals that can cause trouble when your kidneys aren't working at full strength. Because they're so gentle, they're often recommended for people with early kidney issues or for those who want to keep their kidneys healthy as they get older. But there's more. Macadamias are rich in healthy fats, the same kind you find in extra virgin olive oil, which help reduce inflammation and keep blood flowing smoothly through the tiny vessels in your kidneys. That means they don't just avoid causing harm, they actively help protect your kidney's delicate filtering system. A smart way to enjoy them: eat about 10 to 12 raw, unsalted macadamias as an afternoon snack 2 to 3 hours after lunch. This is the time when blood sugar often drops, and a handful of these can give you steady energy, curb sugar cravings, and keep your mind clear, all without making your kidneys work harder. To keep them fresh, store them in an airtight container in the fridge. Their natural oils can spoil if they're left out in heat or sunlight. Stored properly, they'll stay tasty and healthy for weeks. Macadamias are a great first step toward eating in a way that supports your kidneys. But they're not the only ones. Next up is a nut that quietly protects your kidneys in a way most people have never even heard of. Following the macadamia's smooth entry into our list, let's talk about a nut that doesn't get much attention, but quietly delivers big benefits for your kidneys. Meet the pecan, soft in texture, mild in flavor, and surprisingly powerful when it comes to supporting kidney health. It might not be the star of the snack aisle, but in the world of nutrition for people with rising creatinine, it's a dependable ally. Here's why. Pecans are naturally low in potassium and phosphorus, which means they don't overload your kidneys with minerals they struggle to filter. They also have less protein than many other nuts, which is important, because too much protein can produce waste products that weak kidneys have a hard time removing. But there's something even more interesting about pecans. They contain a natural compound called phytate or phytic acid. While phytate gets a bad reputation in some nutrition circles, for people with kidney concerns, it can be helpful. Why? Because it binds to phosphorus in your gut and stops you from absorbing too much of it. That means your kidneys have less work to do, and your phosphorus levels stay more stable, which is key for preventing damage to your kidneys and blood vessels over time. Pecans also give you a special form of vitamin E called gamma-tocopherol, which helps calm inflammation inside your kidneys' filtering tubes and urinary tract. This can be especially helpful if you already have mild kidney decline, as lowering inflammation can protect your kidney function for longer. Adding them to your day is easy. Just 6 to 8 pecan halves is enough. You can toss them into warm oatmeal in the morning, sprinkle them over a salad, or lightly toast them for a tasty topping on your dinner. They bring a gentle crunch, a touch of richness, and long-term protection your kidneys will thank you for. Think of pecans as the steady friend who's always looking out for you in the background. They may not demand attention, but their benefits build quietly over time. And speaking of nuts that protect more than just your kidneys, our next choice takes it a step further. This one doesn't just support your filtration system, it also helps keep your heart and blood vessels healthy, giving you 2 layers of protection in one simple snack. If pecans are the quiet protector, then walnuts are the powerful bodyguard, guarding both your kidneys and your heart at the same time. The type we're talking about here is the English walnut. You might know it for its deep, earthy taste, but its real magic lies in its nutrition. Walnuts are the only tree nut rich in ALA, alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. This healthy fat is famous for calming inflammation, relaxing stiff blood vessels, and even slowing down the buildup of scar tissue inside your kidneys. Why does that matter? Well, your kidneys rely on healthy, flexible blood vessels to get enough oxygen and nutrients. When those vessels are narrowed or inflamed, your kidneys struggle. By keeping them open and smooth, walnuts help your kidneys filter more efficiently and reduce long-term damage. They're also great at preventing tiny clots that can block the microvessels inside your kidneys. This means better circulation, better filtration, and less strain on your nephrons, the little filters that work all day to clean your blood. The best part, you don't need a lot, just 7 to 10 walnut halves, eaten 2 to 3 times a week, is enough to trigger your body's natural anti-inflammatory response. A typical serving, about 28 grams, contains modest amounts of potassium and phosphorus, making them safe for people who need to watch their mineral intake. And the benefits go beyond your kidneys. Walnuts help keep your heartbeat steady, improve blood vessel flexibility, and lower your risk of atherosclerosis, a condition where arteries harden and narrow. That's important because heart problems are the #1 cause of death for people with kidney disease. So, by adding walnuts to your diet, you're not just protecting your kidneys, you're reinforcing your entire cardiovascular system. But now, let's shift gears. Meet the chestnut. Soft, slightly sweet, and warm when roasted, the chestnut behaves more like a starchy vegetable than a nut. And for anyone with high creatinine, reduced kidney function, or early-stage kidney decline, that's great news. Why? Because chestnuts are incredibly easy for your kidneys to handle. They're very low in protein, low in fat, and low in potassium and phosphorus. A small serving of chestnuts creates almost no nitrogen waste, the byproduct of protein that weak kidneys struggle to remove. This makes them one of the safest snacks for people whose kidneys need a gentler workload. But the benefits don't stop there. Chestnuts are also rich in resistant starch, which works as a prebiotic, food for the healthy bacteria in your gut. When your gut bacteria are well fed, they help your body flush out toxins like urea, reduce overall inflammation, and even support your immune system. All of these things make life easier for your kidneys. Including chestnuts in your routine is simple. Eat 3 to 4 roasted chestnuts as a cozy snack, or mash them into oatmeal, blend them into soups, or use them in baking for a naturally sweet, hearty touch. They're easy to digest, making them a great option for anyone with slower metabolism or sensitive digestion. Just remember, freshness matters. Always choose chestnuts without any bad smell or mold spots, and store them in a cool, dry place. They can spoil quickly if exposed to moisture, so refrigerate them if you plan to keep them for longer. Chestnuts are the gentle giant of the nut world, comforting, nourishing, and safe for your kidneys. But now, before we move forward, it's time to talk about the other side of the story. Because while some nuts are protective, others can quietly push your creatinine higher and cause more harm than good. We've talked about nuts that protect your kidneys, but now it's time to shine a light on the ones that can quietly make things worse. If you have high creatinine, kidney disease, or even early signs of kidney trouble, these are the nuts you need to eat very carefully, or avoid altogether. The first culprit is pistachios. Yes, they're delicious, but they pack a lot of potassium. For healthy people, that's fine, but for someone with weak kidneys, high potassium can build up in the blood. This can cause dangerous heart rhythm changes and muscle weakness. Just a small handful can put you over your safe limit if you're already getting potassium from other foods. Next up, cashews. Cashews are high in phosphorus, a mineral your kidneys normally filter out easily. But if your kidneys aren't working at full strength, phosphorus can build up, pulling calcium from your bones and making them weak. It can also cause itchy skin and joint pain. And then there are Brazil nuts. They're extremely rich in selenium, which is good in tiny amounts but toxic in large ones. Just a few Brazil nuts can give you more selenium than you need for an entire week, and too much can cause nausea, hair loss, and even nerve damage. Finally, we need to mention peanuts. Technically a legume, peanuts are high in protein and can create a lot of nitrogen waste, something your kidneys struggle to filter if they're already damaged. They're also often salted, which means more sodium and more water retention, putting extra strain on your kidneys. Now, I'm not saying you can never touch these nuts again. If your doctor or dietitian gives you a plan, you might enjoy them in very small amounts. But the key is control. A handful here, and they can be fine, but regular snacking can silently push your kidney numbers in the wrong direction. Coming up next, we'll put everything together into a simple, clear plan so you know exactly which nuts to enjoy, which to limit, and how to make them part of a kidney-friendly lifestyle without feeling deprived. Now that you know which nuts can help your kidneys and which can hurt them, let's make it simple to follow in daily life. If your kidneys are healthy and you just want to keep them that way, aim for a small handful of good nuts each day: almonds, walnuts, hazelnuts, pecans, or macadamia nuts. Mix them up to keep things interesting. They'll give you healthy fats, antioxidants, and nutrients without overloading your kidneys. If you already have kidney issues, it's not about cutting nuts out completely. It's about portion control and smart choices. Stick with lower potassium, lower phosphorus nuts like macadamias and pecans, and keep your serving small. Think 5 to 6 nuts, not a big bowl. When it comes to nuts that can cause trouble, pistachios, cashews, Brazil nuts, and salted peanuts, save them for rare occasions and always check with your doctor or dietitian before including them. Remember, your personal limits depend on your stage of kidney health and blood test results. And here's a quick tip: always choose unsalted, raw, or dry roasted nuts. Salted nuts sneak in extra sodium, which can make you retain water, raise blood pressure, and put extra strain on your kidneys. At the end of the day, a goal isn't to fear food. It's to understand your body and make choices that help it work at its best. The right nuts, in the right amounts, can be a tasty and powerful ally for your kidneys. So next time you reach for a snack, remember, you're not just filling your stomach, you're deciding how your kidneys will feel tomorrow. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more tips on keeping your body healthy, strong, and full of energy.